Okay, got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Then one more was there.
Yes, ma'am. How a subsistence crisis happens. The flow chart, we just have to copy it once in the notebook.
That boxes to be filled and you have to mention what was the condition. Clear? Ah. Friend is also coming. Uh, can you tell what we have learned that day? Because he was absent. He wanted to know that what we have learned that. Hmm. Okay, just let me tell you very fast. It was about the French Revolution. So, beginning of that lesson, it was given about how it all happened. Means a prison. What was the name of that prison? Bastille. Bastille prison. Okay. Bastille prison was thrown open. You just imagine a prison in which the culprits were imprisoned. They were set free. Means what would be the condition of the country? Why they were put in the jail means in order to avoid such type of crimes from happening. So that was the revolution actually. Then we have seen today's date. Can you tell me? 18. Then we have seen why it all happened. We have studied about the political condition of that time. We have studied about the social condition. The society was divided into three estates. Can anyone tell me? Those who are online, tell me how was the society divided?
Ma'am, may I tell?
Tell them.
Ma'am, in the first estate, the nobility was there, the nobles.
First
In the
estate,
second,
clergy. Clergy.
sorry, clergy.
Hmm.
Second state were the uh, nobility.
Nobles. You
Yeah.
told already.
And the third ones were the landless farmers and the peasants
Ah.
and traders.
Ah.
So that's three.
Okay. So it was divided into estate. Okay, because later on we are going to study about estate general. That was the name of the parliament. So the name is estate. So it was divided into three estates. The first estate was of clergy, second estate was of nobility, and the third was commons. Commons were divided into three categories. The higher category or the upper category was businessmen, traders, and all. Below that, those who are having small area of land. And the third category was the um, third category was landless peasants. They were working for that upper class. Then we have studied that it was divided into privileged and unprivileged. The first two estates were considered as privileged. By birth, they enjoyed privileges. They were exempted from taxes and all. That privileges were there. Next, common people or commons, which include all the three classes, they were having all the burden of taxes. They did not enjoy any post and all. Unprivileged, no privileges they did. Okay, so that was the social condition. Then we have studied about economic condition. The country was in a bankruptcy because of that vast they had waged earlier. They had taken loan, the government had taken loan and waged was, and now they had to repay with interest. Okay. So this was the condition, economic condition at that time. Because of all these conditions, the country was in a turmoil. And later on, we have seen that there was subsistence crisis. Population increased like anything. What was the population in 1715? 23 million. And from 1715 to 1789, 28 million. Means that much millions. It is not just thousands. That much million. Can you sit that side so that when I am looking this. So when that much population was increasing, that much food also was in need of. But the food production was not there. Because of that, there was starvation, poverty, and all. And food prices increased. You know that sometimes when there is shortage of food, the prices will be high. Let us see that the Hapus mangoes, Alfonso. Now when it is coming, it is very costly. But when the season is there, when that so much mangoes are there, the prices will be low. Isn't it? So it depends upon the availability of food, the prices are also varied. As a result of that, there were so much riots, so many people died. All those condition is known as subsistence crisis. Okay. All of you remember that points which we have already studied last week. Okay. Now, next part we are going to see is about the rise of a new class, growing middle class. Okay. What is this growing middle class? See, earlier when there were shortages of food, people used to fight. I think I have given you one example of that ration shop. Kerosene के लिए लाइन लगाते थे. So that earlier time, people used to fight for survival to get something. It was not an organized revolt. They fight as and how it come. They fought in the earlier times. But when it come to the later stage, they need some kind of organization to fight. Somebody have to direct them. Did you see any rallies? Rally? Anybody saw any rally? How the rallies? Nowadays election time is there, isn't it? Huh? Have you seen election rallies? No. Oh, no. Huh? Anybody from you?
Yes, ma'am.
How the rallies used to be there? The front side.
People walk in a group, and there are flags and posters of the party, and they also
Yes.
have some slogans ready which they keep on
Yes.
like shouting.
Somebody used to raise some slogan and the people behind them support that. They also raise the slogan. So some kind of organized rally it is. The same thing here also, there arise the need of organizing to fight against the king. That was started by middle class. Now let's see who were the middle class. Among the commons, there were traders, there were professionals. These people were highly educated as well as they were financially well placed. Got it? Who are the people? That is from the commons, the upper section. Those who are traders and businessmen and all. Okay. And professional were also there. These people brought some ideas and that was spread among the people. Understood? See, when you are not knowing how to do something, okay, you are given a project. So when that project is given, you don't know how to do it. So what teacher used to do? Teacher used to make a group, a team, and in that team, one person will be the leader. That person used to give some guidelines. You do like that, you bring chart, you just bring that sketch, you collect some ideas and all. So like that, it is a collective action. Then that presentation will be good. The same way here, the middle class people, they put forward certain ideas. Among the middle class, there were philosophers. Have you heard about the philosophers? Philosophers were the thinkers. They bring out certain ideas or ideologies. So this middle class people, there were some philosophers and thinkers. Three philosophers' names we are going to study from this lesson. One person was John Locke. These names you have to study, the book you have to study, and the theory put forward. Just either you note down or you mark, write them. First person was John Locke. John Locke wrote a book named The Two Treatises. The Two Treatises of Government. What was the name of the book? The Two Treatises of Government. Are you able to see the board? Or in the textbook, you can mark on page number 6. Okay. Last class, we have said, you are not writing or you are not doing anything. Write down. Otherwise, you will forget. So, what was the name of the book? The Two Treatises of Government. What was the idea he put forward? Do you remember last week I have told they believed in divine right theory of kingship? Remember? Divine right theory of kingship. What does it mean? King was believed to be the representative of God on earth. Nothing entered. See, we know that all powerful person at that time, the kings were crowned by the religious head. So means the king considered as the representative of God. So they enjoy absolute powers, unlimited powers. Nobody could question what they were doing. Clear or not? So divine right theory of kingship. So he was against, this John Locke was against the divine right theory of kingship. He told that the king is also like ours or like us. What speciality the king enjoy? That is what the idea put forward by John Locke. That is, unquestionable power of the king was refuted by John Locke. Is this point clear? The first philosopher, John Locke. What was the book written by him? The Two Treatises of Government. In that, he refuted the theory of divine right theory of kingship or absolutism. Clear? This will come for 1 mark question. Name of the book, who put forward, what was the theory? Clear? Now, next person, Rousseau. Spelling you have to remember how it will be written. Rousseau. You will also just write or mark. Rousseau. He wrote a book named Social Contract. What was the name of the book? Social Contract. According to that social contract, the administration is between the contract between the people. Administration is the contract between the people and the government. Clear? So, what is that social contract? It's a contract between people and the government. So, people have power to elect the government. That is what a social contract mentioned. Did you get what was the name of the book? Social contract. What was the meaning of that? Contract between people and the government. Is it very clear? Now we are moving to another person named Montesquieu. Montesquieu's book was The Spirit of Laws. Spirit of Laws. What is that? Accordingly, he distributed the power between executive, legislature, and judiciary. The powers are distributed. Can you tell me who is the executive of our country? Executive is Prime Minister and Cabinet and President. Okay. One who execute the rules are called executives. Are you getting? Executive is one who execute the laws. Legislature means one who make the laws. One who make the law. Who is making the laws for the country? Parliament. Okay. Parliament is making the law for the country. Now, judiciary. Can you tell who is acting as judiciary? Courts. Okay. So now the power, earlier king was doing all the three works. Now the powers are divided between executive, legislature, and judiciary. That is what the impact of this theory is. So Montesquieu introduced the idea that the powers to be distributed among the three organs, and accordingly, later on the government was formed. It was not limited within the king. we have seen, according to Rousseau, people and government, there is a contract. And the first person, John Locke, told that nobody have unlimited powers. Clear? The name of the books and what was the theory. Huh? Have you got all of you on online people understood clearly? So now these ideas they could not tell publicly. They will be executed. Next day, their head will not be there on that place. So what happened? Secretly, they started spreading these ideas. I'll tell you one interesting incident during the French Revolution. When people were marching towards that palace, the king from that the higher place, that is a story, he saw that a big rally was coming. He asked, what is this rally for? Rally means march. People were marching like anything. Why they were marching? They were not having food to eat. So somebody informed the king that the people are coming in protest to get bread. What the king answered? If they don't have the bread, let them have cakes. Just imagine, if they don't have bread, let them have cakes. So cake is cheaper than bread or bread is cheaper. That they don't have, so they were protesting. So how much chuckle that king was having. He told, let them have the cakes. So this type of protests were there. So these people spread their ideas among the common public that helped them to revolt against. See, Rousseau told, man is born free, yet everywhere he is in chains. When we are born, we don't have any restrictions. But now, what is there in your daily life? Not to do that, not to do, not to do. Huh? Any permission is there, you do. Huh? Every time, not to do. So this is what Rousseau told. Man is born free, yet everywhere he is in chains. So because of all this, the public got some kind of idea. Now we are not going to suffer anymore. We will protest. That was the reason why French Revolution had taken place. Got it very clear? Now let's move forward. How this movement had taken place. Means they have to start this. I'm going to tell it briefly because otherwise it will go very slow. Okay. How was the outbreak of the revolution? Earlier, we have studied king was in need of money. How much? 1 million livres was taken as the loan. Now it had increased to 2 billion livres. So the king felt the need of increasing the taxes. So then the king thought that he will call Estates General. What is Estate General? Already I told you it was like a parliament. It was not called from 1640. Understood? 1614 was the last time the estate general was called. Now the period is 1789. How many years? You just tell me how many years the estate general was not called.
165 years.
75. 175.
75. 175.
175 years it was not called. Now suddenly the king thought that I will call that estate general so that the taxes can be increased. Now he called it. The one more problem was there. See, in that estate general, all the estate members, the first estate, second estate, and third estate members will gather. Every estates have 300 representatives. The first estate will have 300, second 300, and the third estate. Majority of population was from third estate. But the membership is like that. Got it? How many members? 300. Now, when the king presented that topic about increasing the taxes, there is normally voting. So, what happened? The first estate will have one vote, the second estate will have one vote, and third estate will have one vote altogether. Now, whose vote will be going to decide the first and second estate? Clear? When the meeting was held, the third estate demanded that voting should be done according to that personal vote, individual vote. It should not be like that 300 persons, one vote. This 300, one vote. No. The third estate demanded that voting should be given publicly and everyone should vote. The king refused to accept it. King told that it will not be possible. Earlier, how was it? That way only. Now the third estate protested against and they left. Got what I have told? Every estate will have one vote. Together, 300 is equal to 1. Next 300, 1. And here 300, 1. So what was the demand of that commons, third estate people? They demanded that voting should be individual voting. So in that case, somebody from this first and second estate also will vote. Clear? It is basically for increasing the taxes. So first and second estate agreed to increase as much. The tax burden was on the shoulders of the third estate. Isn't it? Are you getting? कौन tax pay करते हैं? Third estate. So third estate का tax burden है. That is why they told that it should be one vote per head. King rejected. Because of that, they left. They went to the nearby tennis court and they started preparing the constitution. They told that Till preparing the constitution, we will not move. Hence, the aim was to make a constitutional monarchy. So that was the beginning of the revolution. All of you understood what we have seen? What was the condition? Can you read that outbreak of the revolution? First, second, third, and fourth paragraph. Okay, you don't have textbook. Volume also not there. Volume also not there. Okay. So you also don't have textbook. You all are having textbooks with you? Okay. You don't know, no? How to change, take that textbook page. No. Leave it. First, you just read first, second, third, and fourth paragraph. Are you reading? Because some doubts will come. I did not explain each and every sentence. After reading, any doubt if you are having, you can ask. Okay, here when you read, you might have seen the third estate was having how many members? 600 members. Okay. Got it? First estate was having 300. Second estate 300. While the third estate was having 600 members. That's why they demanded for voting per head. Have you seen? Any more? Fourth paragraph, two names are given. Who were they? Tell me. I don't have the book. Who were they? What was the name?
Mirabu and Abe.
Mirabo and Abu Sayyid. So these people, both of them belong to nobility and clergy. Means the upper classes of this society also join with the common people. That is why that two persons' names were important. Clear? Abu Sayyid and Miriam. Over. Let's continue. Which day they started? Yes, tell me. Which day? On 20th June, they assembled in the hall of an inn. So their work of preparing the constitution started on 20th June 1789. Okay. And they called themselves as National Assembly. These all small words only, but you have to remember it. That is why I am giving stress on it. So earlier it was called as Estates General, and now they call themselves as National Assembly. Clear? Then next one. While the National Assembly was busy at Versailles, where they have started making that constitution, Versailles. This Versailles later also very important. There only Treaty of Versailles was made after the First World War. So this Versailles, they have started the preparation of the constitution. Okay, by the time what happened, a severe winter had meant a bad harvest, the price of bread rose, bakers exploited the situation and hoarded the supplies. Have you heard about this all words? Hoarding. Secretly storing the things in order to create artificial shortage. I'll give you one example. When the school is reopening, there is a demand for textbooks. Okay, if 300 students are there and 100 only there, then there is a problem, shortage. This way, when food production was affected, the traders began to hoard the things, secretly storing. So in the market, there is an artificial shortage come. So automatically what will happen? Prices will increase. Normally we used to hear a type of news. Today 12 onwards, night 12 o'clock onwards, the price of petrol will increase. Then you can see all the vehicles used to be lined up to fill that. Then they will keep a board, no stock. Because we cannot see that whether stock is there or not. Suddenly after the increase, petrol will naturally come up. So what is that? Their aim is to create artificial shortage and increase the price. This is what happened during that. Clear? This example you understood, no? In the textbook, the right hand side, spread of great fear, one map is given. The places affected by that revolution. That map you have to study. Which were the places affected. Okay. Now what is that? situation and hoarder supplies. After spending hours in long queues at the bakery, the crowds of angry women stormed into the shops. I gave the example that day. When the people were lined up for the things, and if the supply is not there, what they used to do? They used to take whatever getting in their hand and beat others. The same way, they stormed into the shop to take out. There, they don't want to buy. Whatever they get, they will take. That is what. Then, at the same time, the king ordered the troops to move into Paris. On 14th July, the agitated crowd stormed and destroyed Bastille. Beginning first paragraph, we have studied about the Bastille prison. So that is what happened on 14th July. This is considered as the Independence Day of France. Now also, which day is the Independence Day? 14th July. So, when they stormed the Bastille prison, actually nothing happened. They released only 7 prisoners. But they believed that they got freedom. And that day only they started introducing the rule which they have made. Okay, so National Assembly, they started preparing. In the countryside, rumors spread from village to village that the lords of the manor. Have you heard this word manor? Earlier, I have told about a word feudalism. I gave you the example. If full Navi Mumbai belonged to one person, he distributed the land, means me rule to one person, I rule it to one person, like that. So this kind of distribution of land, and they used to have big manors. Manor means the castle, that palace like building they are having. They have all the facilities there. So they may be staying in some other place, but sometimes once in a while they used to come. Every time they are not staying there, but this manner, once in a while they come. So they have all the facilities. In that area, even that persons are also staying. Those who are, that there is pasture land, there is everything. So they used to keep that harvest. After harvest, the grains are stored. Okay. And earlier, the peasants used to take loans from this feudal lords. All that documents also used to be kept there. Now what happened? Manor had hired bands of brigands who were on their way to destroy the ripe crops. Caught in a frenzy of fear, the peasants in several districts seized means captured, forcefully taken. What all things? Hoes, pitchforks, and attacked the tactics. Okay. Now their fear was that a king is going to send an army. Before they come, whatever we can do, we will do. Attack the manor and take away all the grains. Looting. Got it? So the weapons they get were that agricultural weapons only. Hoes, pitchfork. You know what is pitchfork? Have you seen pitchfork? See, it is like that, a fork like only in order to clear that. See, after removing the grasses and all, that the grasses can be pulled up and gathered together. This type of implements are taken and attack the manor. Chattox is like that castle only, that is feudal lords used to come and stay some time in a year. That place is called chattels. You can find the meaning also. Chattels, castle or stately residence belonging to the king or a nobleman. Got it? Not understood? Understood, no? See, rich people, they have some farmhouses. Now at present, I will give the example of farmhouse. That you can understand more easily. So they go and stay for some time. The same way, rich nobles were having such kind of castles, royal castles are there, that is called the chattels. Clear? Now what happened? A large number of nobles, so what they did, they looted, hoarded grain and burned down documents containing records of manorial deeds. अभी पहले जो लिया था, जो पैसा लिया था काम के लिए, वो पैसा का डॉक्यूमेंट रखता है, तो इतना लिया, that documents were burned. अभी कहाँ से देखेगा? So they looted that stored grains and burned the documents. Clear? A large number of nobles fled from their homes, many of them migrating to neighboring countries. Nobles realized that अभी इधर रहना ठीक नहीं है, वो भाग गया. Now, faced with the power of his revolting subjects, Louis XVI finally accorded recognition to the National Assembly and accepted the principle that his power would now on to be checked by Constitution. So, he accepted the Constitution. He accepted National Assembly as the body to make laws. Means king will rule controlled by the National Assembly. Isn't it? No? See, earlier kings enjoyed unlimited powers. Okay. Now king is controlled by somebody. You do according to our instruction. That is what. So king was forced to accept. Clear? Now next thing is that on the night of 4th August 1789. So we have seen 14th July 1789. What happened? 14th July, what happened?
Bastille prison was
attack on the Bastille prison. Then 20th June, what happened?
they gathered in the tennis court and decided to make a constitution.
Yes, started the preparation of the constitution. Now, what is the date? 4th August 1789. These dates are very important. Okay. 4th August 1789, the Assembly passed the decree. Decree means order. Abolition. These all points you underline and keep. Abolishing the feudal system of obligation and taxes. So when was they passed that decree? 4th August 1789, abolishing the feudal system. Okay. Now, members of the clergy too were forced to give up their privileges. Now, nobles' power already ended. Now, clergy also lost their power. They were forced to agree to leave their privileges. Then, tithes were abolished and lands owned by the church were confiscated. Do you know the meaning of confiscated? Take over. That is, the country, the government have taken over the lands belong to the church. Earlier, for anything, they have to donate that land to the church. Now that, because of that donation, they had vast lands. Now they were forced to return back. That were taken away. Then, as a result, the government acquired assets worth at least 2 billion livres. How much was the burden? 2 billion livres. Now, through this, they got 2 billion livres. Now they can pay it without the extra tax. Did you understand what change happened? The church lands were confiscated and feudal dues and other things were ended. And because of all these reforms, the government got how much? 2 billion livres. So they could pay the debt to other countries. Now, next is France becomes a constitutional monarchy. This is very much important part. What is the meaning of constitutional monarchy? Anyone? No idea. Anyone knowing?
You have a monarchy while you are still abiding with the constitution.
See, for example, you see, in Britain, for long time Queen was there, now King is there, Prince Charles. But the actual power rests with the Parliament. Okay, this way, the king will be there at the head, only nominal powers were enjoyed. Real power was enjoyed by the constitution or that legislature. Such kind of condition is called a constitutional monarchy. Is it clear? Understood? So now how it happened? The National Assembly completed the draft constitution in 1791. See, the work was started in 1789, 20th June, but the work was completed in 1791. It took 2 years to complete the constitution. Got it? Now, how it happened? See, those who are having textbook, you can go through. See here, the vast number of population, all the population that is included in that general public. Okay. From them, there is a group called passive citizens and active citizens. Okay. So, passive citizens. Who were these passive? Passive citizens are those people who were not having voting right. Who are passive? Not having voting rights. Now, there were active citizens. This definition you have to study. Yeah? Who were active citizens at that time? All males above how many years? 25 years. Males above 25 years and have the capacity to pay 3 days wages as taxes. What is that? First condition, males. Second condition, above 25 years. Third condition, property. And able to pay 3 days wages as taxes. Got it? 3 conditions. Property and people who are able to pay 3 days wages as taxes were eligible to vote. So those persons are called active citizens. Yes? Is this point clear? Passive, not having any right to vote. Active, at that time it was made males above 25 years, propertied group, and condition is that those who are able to pay 3 days working wages as taxes. Now 2-3 questions I am giving you. You just do it as homework, otherwise you will not touch it all. Write the question. What was the role of middle class in French Revolution? Second, who were the 3 philosophers contributed for the revolution? Okay, so when you write about that contribution, the name of that person, the book name, and what was the principle. Okay. Then you have to read this part also. Outbreak of the revolution fully, and then France become a constitutional monarchy. So it will be easy for me to continue. Okay.